We've been together for so long, and I just don't know why you continue to do me the way you want to do me. I checked your cell phone, and I saw a number I don't normally see called on there. So something tells me either your mama done changed the number, or you cheating. How could you do this to me after all these years? Girl, I don't know what in the Yo, man, what's going on? What's hood? What's good, everybody? We back in the building. This is your man, Q, here with my girl, V, here with Kailah, and you are tuned in to Choppin It Up with Q podcast on the TCD Media Network. Back for another week. I would say we are a weekly podcast. We don't have an actual day. We kind of just play it by ear.
Wing shit.
Actually, Killah K over here makes our schedule for us.
No, I do not. No, I don't. It's plenty of times that y'all record.
I'm sorry. I got an audience member over here who's being a little disgruntled right now. Anyway, so what's good with y'all, man? How's everything? How the week going? V, you don't have to go on. Never mind. But how you doing? How y'all?
I see what you did there, and that's fine. No, I'm good. The week has been actually pretty chill, surprisingly. But we're gonna have to talk about that song that you played.
Everything in me not to bust out laughing because I'm like, okay, maybe he really likes this song. Maybe he's going a different direction, like a little smooth, R&B. Yo, I'm like, what? Why the fuck is he playing this song? Oh my gosh, that was funny.
Hey, man, it helps set the mood,
Your mama changed the number. Yo. What?
Is that on iTunes? Like,
hey, it might be. That's taking it back. I don't know if you remember them. They're from the East Coast, Little Brother.
What? Yeah, but what kind of ghetto quiet storm hymn was that?
Yo, oh my God, took everything in me not to holler just now.
He's in there preaching, man. He was like, man, I thought we was good, but hey, we all done been in a situation, mom's changed the number. I passed by your job and they said, do you already caught the early bus? All that stuff.
Oh my goodness.
This sounds like it's straight out of 1999 though, for real.
Yeah. But my week was okay. I just internship work. Today I went to a training. Because like with my internship we do work with like HIV and AIDS stuff, and so ACO, which is like a major like funding source for nonprofit organizations that target HIV/AIDS in Philadelphia. They've created like some software where you can see other organizations like in Philadelphia, and it's basically to help like promote collaboration, but then also prevent like duplication of services. So it was cool seeing that tool, and then that was pretty much my week so far.
Okay. All right, working. I feel that.
Public health teams.
Hey, while you playing, I've been doing that, but I've been learning nothing words that I ain't never gonna ever use again because the GRE demands it. But hey, it's all good, man. We're gonna be all right. I'm supposed to be. I finally got my voucher, so I'll be taking that next month, and hopefully I can get some more money from my employer. That's the only reason I'm doing this. But
Word. Speaking of that, I need to check up on my tuition reimbursement from my job. Speaking of being reimbursed for things, put a tab on that. We'll revisit that at a later date.
Oh man, but we back for another one. You already know it's the I guess you can't really just say the Kevins. I guess dudes starting with the name K, they got to come on the table. We got my man Big Al going through his drama. We got Kailah got questions, all kind of stuff, man. So y'all, first, let me go ahead and say this. This is we are broadcasting on the TCD Media Network, where we have many different podcasts from many different flavors, whatever you're into. We have the newly added Talking Greasy, who's a DFW podcast out here. So make sure to help support those guys. Dope podcast. It's one of those situations where you get a extreme, I ain't gonna say extreme, but you get a feminist woman and a man who's the extreme on the other side, and they see how they mesh together. So it gets wild. Huh?
So he hates women? He's was that misogynist?
Yeah. Well, he doesn't hate them, but he's one of those ones. He kind of just says what comes.
Fuck that nigga.
Damn.
Sorry. That's your partner.
Yeah, that's the homie, man.
Thoughts are not a reflection of his thoughts. We are two separate people. He cannot control what comes out of my mouth. Fuck that nigga. Okay,
man. Okay, listen to him first and then make your decision. But then you also have Talking 30, which is hold on, let me rephrase that. We have the Cosign Award nominated Talking 30 radio show on here as well. That's right. I gotta go ahead and plug that stuff. So we are nominated for an award. So y'all make sure to go ahead and hit up, go to cosign.com. There's a tab on there, and actually I shot the link out on all my social medias. But on there, there's a tab where you can go to awards, scroll on down, click Talking 30, and go ahead and vote for us, man. You can vote up to 6 times. So go ahead, vote, refresh, and keep on doing it until you can't do it no more. We trying to win out here. And we have the Second Shift podcast. I know it probably sounded all kind of other ways, but we have the Second Shift podcast with my man Gil B, who's out there in Cincy. So y'all make sure to help support that young man as well. He also has another show, for all my tech heads and everybody who's into that stuff. He gonna have a show coming out for that as well. And whenever E drops his, again, and then of course we're supposed to have drinking partners whenever my man Geronimo get it together. But enough about that. We plugged everything. Oh, pod panel as well. This will be, I want to say they're actually recording tonight, unfortunately, so I'm not able to be there, but I'm trying to drop some bars when I get a chance. Make sure to support the pod panel with my man John Salvatore from the John Effect podcast. I'm Just Jackie. Andrew Westmoreland, Trilificent. I'll make sure I don't say it wrong. From Gay Side Stories. And we got my man Carefree Black Nerd out here as well on the panel. So we're going to keep on rolling. So now all the plugs are done. So first thing we got to come up is your man Kevin Hart. And he's probably just been getting, they probably been, I think the internet has done enough. But so Kev got called out. Basically, he got extorted by, well, my bad. She said she didn't extort him. She's a victim as well, allegedly. But a woman who basically said that she was going to come out and throw out a video that she had of him and, a couple other women doing their own thing. And she was going to hit him up with the internet. So he decided he's going to come out and basically tell on himself first. So first of all, what are y'all thoughts on that?
Man, I'm not surprised. First of all, why, Kevin Hart, you slipped up. If you're going to do it right. Like, why are bitches allowed to have phones while they're chilling with you? Who is recording these videos? Like, why are you allowing this to happen? Tighten up, bro. Like, get it together. If you're going to do it right. Not that I'm condoning it, but I mean, shit. Like, I'm sick of niggas cheating and not doing it right. It's fucking annoying. But, like, okay, so that, security breach, major security breach. I don't know what the fuck was up with that. And then, I mean, it was some sucker shit for him to, because wait, I'm trying to understand. So, you know how before it was like the quote unquote accusation that he cheated, it was like the rumors, then he was like, I'm not cheating, and then him and Nico, or whatever her name is, Nuka, they were dancing and shit, oh, we're faithful, we're in love, and then like a month later, here comes this shit, he actually did cheat. So why are you making that girl look crazy? But then at the end of the day, she don't really look crazy, because at the end of the day, they're both fucking rich, so who cares if he cheats or not? You're still paid, so put up or shut up. And clearly she's putting up and shutting up, because she's still there chilling.
Yeah, that's real though. Like, a lot of people want to get on there, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, he's too short for that, or Kevin Hart ain't cute. Look, Jay-Z said it best.
He's short, but his money ain't. So
ain't no such thing as an ugly billionaire. Of course, he's not a billionaire; he's a millionaire. But still, the money make you attractive.
Yep, she be all right. They'll be all right. Buy your trust back. Shit.
Man, he just do pull a Kobe, go buy a ring. Now I'm messing. V, what you got?
She's irked.
I mean,
see, oh my God, I wish y'all could have saw that eye roll. She is irked.
Listen, it's not that I'm just irked, because like you, I'm not surprised, because I just feel like if you put yourself in a position to get caught outside in the car with some random broad at 3 a.m. for people to take pictures of that, like, you was already slipping on your pimping. So it was bound to happen. You was bound to slip up. You was already late. You was already sloppy.
Like,
he been sloppy. It was bound. He was bound to get tripped up. He's sloppy already.
Who recorded it?
That's a great question. I don't know, but
the girl that he was the side chick or whatever got retained, Lisa Bloom, the lawyer, and so she was saying that she wasn't the one that recorded him, and she wasn't the one that was trying to extort him. She said that it was that she wasn't the one that had the video cameras and all this other stuff. Which if you didn't have them, sis, who had them? Like, that's a whole nother question to be asked. But I digress. But the point here is, one, if you are going to, so I'm not condoning extortion. I'm not condoning cheating. But if you are going to extort somebody for money, make it an amount of money that they'd be willing to give you. Right. She asked for so much fucking money that the nigga was like, I would rather get on Instagram and just tell everybody that I cheated on my wife than give it to you.
Yeah, I mean,
girl, you did too much. Like, if she asked for 125K, she got 125K and nobody's the wiser.
Yes. But that's when people get out here and start hustling backwards, because they like, oh, he gonna want to pay this much because he ain't gonna look. Unfortunately, when it comes to these stars, all they gotta do is drop.
He knows she's not gonna leave.
No, but then it's like, hey, look, that's how I got my position. So I'm not saying that it's right, but she probably in this situation like, well, shit, I can't be too mad. That's how I got here.
Can't be too surprised, bitch.
I'm just saying.
How you get them, how you get them is how you lose them.
But
I mean, and which obviously we're not saying that it's right to cheat on your wife or whatever. And maybe like I've always said, I feel like there are women in the world that have that it's not me mentality. So they feel like they can change a man, or a man can get with them, and it doesn't matter what he did before and what red flags you see in this man's past, because it's them, it's not going to happen. So he done cheated on everybody, his wife included, with you, but emoji or whatever feels like she don't want to change him.
No.
Since he got more money now, he can get bitches way better than you. Like, what? You're starter bitch 2.0. Like, you're just kind of cute. Like, girl.
I mean, and that's the thing is like, man, look, I hate to say that, but you got to kind of know, you got to stay in your lane. This is everybody. You got to kind of realize where you are. If you know there's other who are hot out here than you got to kind of be like, hey, man, let me go ahead, chill. I can't get too mad. I can get mad, but not, But I'll also say this. I think Kev Hart's the classic. Now, it's funny because my man Geronimo called him a lame, which is fucking hilarious, which I agree. But I also think Kev Hart was one of those classic late bloomers who never really got play starting off, and then when he started popping off, people found him attractive. And
because money does make you more attractive.
Yes, of course. Anybody who don't believe that, you playing yourself. But
so when he had them first little stand-ups or whatever, the first two stand-ups, I can't remember the name of. I'm a grown little man, and one of the other ones I can't remember the name of. The first, he had some money, not a lot of money. He had some money.
I said, what? Laugh at my pain?
Yeah, I think so. I was like, he had some money, not a lot of money, some money. So if you out here cheating on the mother of your kids with some money,
yeah, that's disrespectful.
And then you get married. With some money. It's some money, little money. And then you get some more money, and then you find another woman, and then you all on television. And then here's the other part. He all on television, flaunting this girl around, talking about that's my rib, and, this, that, and the third, and all this stuff. Well, sir, if you willing to, I mean, it just, it feels very showy to me, like it's a circus. And so call it what you want, but I've always been under the impression that you're flaunting this woman around. Like you said, he's a late bloomer. So I feel like it's now, look at me. I got this bad, tall, yellow bitch and I got some money. Look at me. We dancing in the Caribbean and she pregnant. Of course I didn't cheat. We happy. This my rib. Well, if somebody on Twitter put it to me, ribs come with sides all the time.
Whoop, two
Hey,
sides.
there you go.
And a medium drink. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
hey man, even as
you
a
weren't
man,
too concerned.
Some nasty ass coleslaw too.
I mean,
You weren't concerned about her being too concerned about her being your rib. So,
hey, as a man, don't you got a floating rib that don't serve a purpose?
Oops.
Well, well, maybe that's what emoji is. I don't know. So really, and then didn't he put out a video game that's supposed to be for the entire family? And I'm thinking to myself, is it for side chicks too? Like, can everybody play?
Didn't we say last time we need to do a app that teach you proper side protocol?
Well, but here's the thing about proper side protocol. Like I said, if you get caught in the car at 3 a.m. with some woman by TMZ, you don't know none of the protocol. You done already fucked up. You don't know shit. You need to call some of these famous niggas you be hanging out with and get them to help you not get caught. Because apparently they've got this down pat. You don't have this together. You need to get some niggas with more money than you that have been cheating longer than you to help you cheat. Because you don't got it together. Exactly. Hell, my broke ass could teach you to cheat better than that. Like, give me shit for less than the bitch was gonna extort you for. I can have your shit tight. Like, you'll never get caught again.
Yeah, I know, because Oprah been cheating on
I could do that for $5,000.
Yeah, because Oprah been cheating on Stedman with Gail for the longest.
Listen, I can have that shit tight for $5,000. This bitch wanted $1 million for $5,000. I can have your shit tight for way less than what she wanted. You'll never get caught. First off, we don't go first rule of cheating. You come to my shit. We have shit that is not my shit or your shit, but I paid for the shit. The shit has been pre-screened. We done swept for bugs. Ain't nobody got recorders. You don't get to keep your cell phone. Ain't no cameras. You get escorted in the back by the peoples to keeping their mouth shut, because guess what? Everybody involved did what? We signed what? NDAs. That way if your bitch ass feel like you want to open your mouth, we gonna have a problem. Everybody needs incentive to keep their mouth shut. Unless there's a dick in it.
See, that's the problem right there. Especially with men. I just have to say, with men, they get that ego gets so big, and you think you got it like that, till when you realize you really don't. And somebody start, I'm just saying. Then all of a sudden, your whole little stuff you had set up start falling down around you because you thought you had it like that.
We don't have it like that. When you're he got on there and he said he felt like because he was famous, there was a target on your back. There's no target on your back. You're Kevin Hart. Like, there's no target on your back, sir. And if it is, it's on the back of your forehead because you short as shit. Then nobody got no target on no nigga that's sitting on the side of the bed with his motherfucking legs dangling, my nigga. It's not that serious out here. Try again.
Come on. So you saying that the 70 mil that he's worth can't
70
be a target?
mil makes me treat you correct. The 70 mil makes me treat you correctly and not leave. But what 70 mil don't get you is my undying loyalty and me taking you right back. You done apologize on Instagram like I'm some type of puppet. Like, let's be real here. Like, that man, like, he could have went to that girl in private and been like, this bitch trying to extort me. I just want you to know before the shit hits the fan. He got on Instagram, apologized on Instagram to his wife and kids about a private matter. And then the time before that, he paraded that girl out like a trained monkey to dance with him in the Caribbean. Like, the shit is done. Like, you're not about to inject yourself on my agency and force me to be a puppet in some type of show or production you have going on because you want to look a particular way to the media. $70 million don't get you that.
Man, look,
$70 million does not give you access to my autonomy. I don't give a fuck. What he gets for $70 million is he can apologize and we can work through it, my nigga. But every time I get mad or think about the shit, if I want to call you a short nigga that needs a booster seat, I fucking will. What you gonna do? Leave? Okay, because you can leave half your shit here. Bye.
God dang. Yeah, because he seemed like he wasn't a smart dude to get a prenup signed. And then most likely,
if he did get a prenup signed, guess what cheating does to your prenup?
Man,
I wouldn't give a fuck if that man stayed to gold, and that's the honest to God truth. She could probably love him with all her heart, but guess what she is? Unpressed and unbothered, because what he gonna do? Leave and give her half, or stay and put up with what the fuck she got to say?
See,
stay and give her what she want, because it's cheaper to keep her.
Man, look, Kev, go ahead, grab that big diamond like Kobe did. Go ahead and say, baby, I'm sorry. And now you gotta be her bitch for the next few years, bro. That's just how it goes.
Kailah, should she leave?
She ain't gonna leave. She should leave, but she ain't. That's too much money, girl. I'll give him two. I ain't stupid. Let's keep it real. I ain't stupid. She better stay. What she gonna do? What was she doing before she met him?
Model, I think, maybe.
Was she a model?
Maybe.
I don't know what she did. I just said existing. I don't know.
I think she was a model. So yeah, she's out here just breathing air, eating celery sticks, I think. I don't know.
Wait, hold up.
What was she doing? Existing. Annoying. But basically, to my point, girl, you better keep cashing that damn check. Use it for all he's worth. Whatever. Just like
it's okay.
You was a little puppet. That's your compensation. Cash that check, boo.
Look, and
you know
that's
what?
Right.
I don't shed no tears for either of them because they knew. Look,
I damn sure don't. I got my 8 hours when I found the news out. I still got my 8 hours of rest, unbothered rest. They'll figure it out. All she can do is keep cashing them checks and keep snapping them into his high chair when it gets time to eat. That's it. Right. They'll be in Iceland in a couple weeks, acting like everything's all hunky dory. So whatever. Fuck all y'all.
And what's going on with what's going on with the game to where side people want to be noticed? Because I think I said I put out a tweet earlier about, when I was a side guy one time, and that shit was baller because all I had to do was come through, do what I got to do, and go home. I don't have to hear nothing. That was the best thing ever. But nowadays, you got a lot of people, they just want to be seen. And
people want attention. With social media and all that, people just want to be seen. They want to be heard all the time.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess there is a difference between being a side woman and a side dude.
I don't.
Is there?
Is there? I don't know. That's it. Okay, I think in a lot of cases with some guys, I think the side woman.
Roles though, because I feel like guys are getting very emotional nowadays.
True.
And women are getting more cold-hearted, and the niggas cannot stand it. They cannot stand it. If
no.
let you, well, before I incriminate myself. Let me pull back.
Don't do it.
There has been a time when a guy told me like, all you using me for is sex. You only hit me up when you want to have sex. And I'm like, all right, but see, in the beginning, that's what he was trying to do, and I caught on to it. So because I'm over the fake shit, like I'm over guys like pretending like, don't have a conversation with me, don't ask me how my day was, don't chit chat with me if all you're worried about is fucking me. Like, don't waste your breath. Stop wasting my unlimited text messages. So then when I cut the when they get mad that I don't feed into that. And then if I'm cutting the conversation short, or I'm just, very abrupt, come in, do what you gotta do, get out. It's, damn, you just used me. But nigga, that's what you was trying to do. That's what you were doing. I'm just beating you
making
to
it easy for you.
I don't know. I'm not sugarcoating it. Like, don't talk to me. We're not friends. You don't want to get to know me. So why are we talking about me or you? Like, stop. I don't have time for that anymore. So niggas can't stand it when you pull when you pull a them on them, they cannot stand it.
No,
but I love it.
Because
I love to see him squirm. I love it.
Because here's the only thing that's in the back of his mind is, dang, if she doing me like this, that must mean there's another dude. And for some reason, that's the first thing guys think about. But that's
not even the case.
It don't be. But a lot of times they're like, damn, do I got competition out here? Because she ain't running, especially if other women have ran behind them before, and then all of a sudden you get that one that don't. You're perplexed. You're like, why is she not doing like the other ones?
I'm not fucking stupid like the other ones. I'm not chasing
Exactly, because we done got hit with your shit and don't nobody got time.
Yeah, people be mad as hell when you're not dumb. Like, I'm not dumb. That's why, like, no, I'm not chasing after you. No, I'm not texting you all day, every day. I do that with people I like.
Yeah,
and that I'm having meaningful conversation with them that they're really getting to know. But like, if you all you worry about is fucking me, why are we talking? Why are we chit chatting throughout the day? Don't talk to me unless you're trying to fuck. And if I'm with it, I'll come through. If not, shut up. Wait till next time.
Yeah, you're right. Because you got a lot of people out here. How dare you not allow me to get over on you?
Right. Hello. And like I said, they mad as hell. And it's, oh, you're mean, you're this, you're that. No, I'm not. I'm just smart. And you can't outsmart me. Like, sorry. Actually, no, I'm not sorry. Fuck you.
But it goes back to what we were saying last week about emotional intelligence and being able to deal with your emotions, because they want you to be an open vessel for them to pour whatever into, or you're supposed to give yourself to them. So if we're having sex, I'm supposed to then become like your therapist, and I'm supposed to allow you to use me in whatever ways whatever satisfies you besides sex. But then if you ask any additional questions about what are we, or what is this, or what do you want, then it's like, shorty tripping, you not my girl.
Yeah,
so it's like they want to have their cake and eat it too. Like, you want to just fuck, but then you're the one asking me all these questions and trying to take me places. Like, you just fucking leave. Like, that's it.
Right. Just leave me alone.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it.
See, I don't get those dudes. I remember one time. No, I mean,
he said dudes like he has never been nobody's side nigga or a piece of or a dick appointment. He said dudes like he has never been a dick appointment before.
I have, and I was cool with it. I mean, as long as she be like, "Hey, I just need you to come through, do your thing." All right, shit, I'm in the game. Put me in the game, coach. I'll pull Robert Ory. I know I don't need to be a star.
Come in, pull up with the three from the
corner three. Let me go sit down
from the top of the key and go chill out. I done did what I need to do.
All right, Kobe, Shaq, y'all got this. I'm gonna sit down for a minute. That's it. But you also had to have an understanding. Now, I think the only time I got confused is when she wanted me to kind of be like her other boyfriend, and I was like, "Nah, you gotta do for all that. Why are you calling me?"
Oh yeah, she was greedy.
That's not how this works.
Hey, it was so funny though, because I remember, okay, this was around the time when me and Alicia started getting back together. Yeah, that's my current wife now.
Time, where's the popcorn?
And no, so it's funny. So me and her, the other girl was kicking it, and then all of a sudden, me and Alicia, we started chopping up game again and started getting back together. So I called her just to let her know, because I'm like, look, I want to, I just kind of want to sever all ties. I don't want to be that guy out here, not anymore. So I called her and just let her know, hey, look, this is the situation. I'm getting back with my ex-girlfriend. Just wanted to let you know in case you try to come over and do, whatever. And then all of a sudden it got quiet, and I was like, yeah, hello.
Your demise.
No, it was funny. I was like, yeah, hello, and she was like, I can't believe you. And the moment where you can't believe what, you look at the phone like, did I just hear what I heard? Because I was confused. I was like, what do you mean? And then they started getting into whole other things, and I was like, but you got a dude though. Why are you mad at me? So that was confusing.
They just don't be knowing. I know, like I don't have time. But speaking of that, that was right on my question that I had, BJ.
Ooh.
Right. Ooh, segue. Ooh.
Throw it out there.
Got him with the little Uzi shoulder. Hey.
Oh God. Yeah, the question, dang, now I forgot how I was gonna say it. Oh, the question that I had about like when is the right time to ask someone, quote unquote, what are we? I don't like saying that because I feel like that phrase, what are we, scares people away. Because it's like, okay, I'm not, when I say, well, when some girls, some bitches just fucking crazy, we'll put that out there. Them aside, they're in the trash.
It's messed up, man.
Sensible. With some common sense and have control over their minds and their emotions. When they ask a man, what are we? It's not necessarily, so are we boyfriend and girlfriend yet? It's just what are we doing? Like, because I know for me personally, when I'm, I don't know, messing with somebody, quote unquote, talking to somebody, whatever, like, I want to know what the fuck is going on. Like, we're not in high school anymore. Granted, like I said, I'm not trying to get married tomorrow, per se, but if I'm gonna be messing with you, like, what's up? Is this just strictly just sex? Is it not necessarily trying to get into a relationship, but we're kicking it, potentially trying to get to know each other? Like, and I don't understand why people are afraid to ask that question. Or when is the right time to ask that question without sounding like I'm not, like, I'm trying to, like, be weird and, like, get you to be my boyfriend. I've only known you for, like, a day.
Well, I mean, I think that's the thing. I think a lot of it is people feel a specific way about labels, but I've also always been under the impression that if a person is trying to be your boyfriend or if a person is trying to be your girlfriend, at some point they're going to make those intentions known to you. Like, I've never really been in a situation where somebody that seriously wanted to date me did not make that intention known. The only times I've ever had an issue with a person not wanting to be upfront about their intentions is when they didn't know what the fuck it was that their intentions were. Those are the people you have the problem with. When they don't know what they want, then they definitely can't tell you what they want because they don't fucking know. They might like you. They don't know. They might like 7 other girls too. They like fucking you. They like hanging out, but they don't want to define that because then if they do that, then why would you want to continue to fuck them and hang out with them if you want something else?
Of course.
They can't define it for you because they're scared that what they define it as is not what you want and you'll stop fucking around with them.
Yes, that's the gospel. I wish I had a bell. I mean, it's the truth though. It's like, I think I said this before. I said I don't know. I can't really say with women as well, but I mean maybe. But I was like, for men, I've rarely met a confused man when he knows what he's want to get into. He'll tell you straight up, hey, look, I'm trying to make you my girl. Hey, you even got those weirdos be like, hey, I'm gonna marry you. You be like, whoa, player, we just met. What you mean?
Not blocklist. They get blocklisted.
And they be dead serious though. But I
no, yeah, for real, they really do.
I do agree with the fact that I think that once you put out what's going on and you don't feel like it will be reciprocated, you're going to try to, I guess, string it along as far as possible until you're forced to actually answer that question. Because it's like, yeah, I enjoy dipping mine from time to time, but then all of a sudden, if we not going anywhere, because I also think it's one of the things, progression is a natural thing of life. So if you think it's going to be stagnant because we just doing whatever, eventually it's going to get old. You're going to want to do something different. So as long as I make you believe that that's where we're going, then the longer you're going to want to participate in whatever shenanigans I got going on.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the case with most people. I think I guess I would akin it to like dangling a carrot in front of somebody, like a horse, like dangling a carrot in front of a horse. Like, I know it's a horrible way to put it, but right. I mean, because it makes the person sound desperate. It's not necessarily desperation, but I think that you get in a space with a person where maybe your feelings are stronger than theirs are, and they know that. So then they exploit that. So then it's like dangling a carrot in front of you. It's like, okay, well, I want us to work to this point or whatever, or you're under the impression that y'all are working towards something, and all they're doing is giving you just enough to keep you there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's like this out here. Hold up. Let me go ahead.
What are you doing? Don't do this. Whatever it is, it's going to be terrible, I'm sure.
Oh, of course. You already know. Most people's relationships right here.
Oh, you almost had it. You got to be quicker than that.
Oh, my goodness.
Almost.
Almost. That is terrible. Oh my God. But I mean, I think Kailah, I guess to answer your question about the time more so than I guess the idea of it, I don't know that there's necessarily a correct time because there are some people that you just kind of know. But I think that like I said, I think it's one of those things where if somebody's intentions with you are serious, then you'll know. You won't even have to ask the question. Like it's not gonna come up because they've made it pretty apparent where the situation is going. Now, if you just have one of those stubborn fuckers who just really will not, it has to be difficult, then I mean, I think you have to gauge it based on what you feel the relationship is doing. Because, I mean, I agree with you. If you guys are fucking and hanging out and this nigga's at your house all the goddamn time, somebody got to have some answers about something. Like, you can't be over here eating up all my groceries, fucking me on the reg, and then you don't got no answers. So I feel like maybe if that's the case, that's what, I don't know, what's the dating curve now? What is that, 3 months of dating when niggas just hang out at your house? I don't know.
Is it? Shit,
is that a 3 month thing? Is that 3 months when niggas come to your house and eat your groceries?
I think if you let that go on, he'll push that to about a year. 2 years tops. I'm just saying. Hey, man. So yeah. Unfortunately, some men are. This is how fucked up. I'm sorry, homies, man. I just got to put it out there. Sometimes, with guys, we're kind of like the kids, and we gonna just push that line as far as possible till you say, "Hey, enough is enough." You be like, "Man, I know, you right. I took it too far this time. You right." Maybe.
Well, okay, I'll say this. I think it takes about 90 days before people start showing you their true colors. That is generally what people will say, that it takes about that time. It takes about 3 months before a person will kind of chip away at whatever the facade or whatever the shiny version of themselves is that they show you. Mm-hmm. So once you get past those 90 days, like, you kind of get the real version of that person. So I would say maybe 3 months is a good time to kind of be like, hey, where are we at with this? Because at that point, you got to make a decision. Like, do I really want to get to know this person, or am I just cool with the shiny shit and we can just fuck and he can go home?
Right.
I mean, okay, let's just ask this. Like, I think we all have done that. Has there been a time where you strung somebody along because you knew it was just comfortable?
No.
Kailah, don't lie.
Now, as far as, all right. Now, not in a way where, like, I was, like, having sex with the person, no. But as far as, like,
so
entertaining, like, going on dates and stuff, yeah.
Dang, Kailah had a free food nigga in her phone.
Basically, that's what I got.
What?
You had a free food nigga?
You got that dude that, oh, no, this is not a date.
But sometimes, like, when I go out on dates, sometimes I'll pay for myself because niggas be acting weird. Not weird, like, I mean, of course, usually when I go out, like, the guy will offer to pay, but I don't ever want a guy to come back and be like, well, I did this and I paid for this and I did that. It's like, nigga, know what, you want your little $20 back? Like, half the time we was doing 2 for $20. So relax.
You're right. That's $20, which means I spent hold on, what's $20 times tax? Let's see, plus tax. Right. I spent about 12.
I'm not really, plus I know, like, for me, like, if I know I don't really like the person like that, I'm not about to have them spending all that money on me. I'd rather just. So again, even when it comes to the point where he finally gets it, that I'm not really truly interested in him. He came like, well, we went all these places and you haven't spent all this money. It's like, no, nigga, we was going Dutch. Relax. Like, we spent the time together, but you ain't make no real investment. So relax.
Okay. I mean, I have strong.
I mean, but do you feel like your time is an investment?
Technically, it is.
Time can be an investment, but I feel like, at least in where the space I've been in for a while, they're just placeholders, like, for the now. Like, I don't, like those space fillers, the in between job. That's what a guy guys are right now.
See? Do you tell them that they're place fillers?
I ain't gonna lie. I'll tell you a secret. I got my eye on one, but I don't know.
I see. Look, colder than the yellow bone's heart. That's the reason they come up with that saying.
I was like, I got one in my eyesight too, and I just be like, sometimes I feel like it, sometimes I feel it, and other times I be like, this nigga gonna do some fucked up shit if I just wait long enough.
Yeah,
we will. It's bad. We gonna do something.
We will.
I mean, terrible. You right.
That's really fucked up. Honestly, Q. Like, why would you say that?
Right. I was like,
I'm just saying, it's like we gonna make those mistakes where you like really word beat. That's what we doing, and he gonna be confused. Like, what are you talking about?
But if I look like I'm about to make a mistake, I'll get crucified.
I thought you loved me. Yeah, you get those. But I ain't gonna. Okay, I remember one time I strung somebody along, and another time, me and I was single again, and I had this young lady, and first of all, I never even kind of gave her the idea that I wanted to date her. Now, of course, I did partake, and it was on her own doing. That's what I'm gonna say. But I remember one time she kind of beat around it. She put something out there like she had told her parents and people like that about me, and I was like, "Oh, okay, that's what's up, man. That's cool." And she was like, "Yeah, man. I told him all about you." And my mom was like, "Oh, he sounded like a great boyfriend. Why don't y'all try to work that out?" And I was like, "Word?" She said that. I said, "That's cool, man. That's what's up." And I left it alone. Come to find out later, that was her way to kind of push that conversation to say, "Hey, how about us be together?" But I went ahead and did the role to where I act confused, like, "Oh, I just took you literal."
You stepped over that girl's statements and her feelings the way who was it? Allen Iverson stepped over Tyronn Lue.
Kind of
Tyronn
sort of,
Lue, that's you stepped over like that.
Yeah,
like you ain't have to do that.
I mean, look, I just took it.
You stepped over her like you shot a pull up fadeaway. You stepped over the bitch like you crossed her and then shot a fadeaway jumper on her, buzzer beater to win the fucking championship, and you just walked off. Like, you stepped over her like you basically dunked on and dragged your nutsack across her forehead. Like, the fuck?
It wasn't that. Okay, look. I told her this before, so I kind of helped myself. I say I'm very literal, so I'm gonna take whatever you say for face value. And I think I kind of used that.
No, you're just a turd. You're being a turd.
What? She said it sounds. She's talking about
Kailah, he's being. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it just sounds like he was just being a shithead.
He is freaking. Well, was /is /was.
Damn.
Slash is.
I'm somewhere in between. Okay. I mean, look, at the time I was like, nah, I ain't really trying to get no relationship, but I'm enjoying what's going on. But she ain't come out flat out and say that hey, I want to be your girlfriend. So I was like, okay, that's my opportunity to not have to answer that question.
When you should have took the opportunity to be like, well, no, that's not what I'm looking for. And if it is what you're looking for, then it's time for us to cut ties. But you didn't do that because you was comfortable and you joined to get your nutsack licked on. So then you couldn't just tell the girl that you didn't want to be with her.
True. Why would I give that?
As if there isn't a bunch of whole other pussy out there. That's how I forget about niggas. Like,
because it requires
bitches out here that's with it. Why do you keep fucking with me?
Because it requires work.
Exactly.
Because niggas don't like to work.
I gotta go out, recampaign, make myself available.
You don't have to work to get like.
We're women, Kailah. It's different. Like, it's different, Kailah. We're women. Like, you could walk outside of your apartment right now and to a somebody you found moderately attractive and be like, hey, would you like to come back to my house and partake in some sexual activity? And they would look at you, check you out, and be like, yeah, she looks good to go to me. All right.
Or he would look around
and they would come home with you.
All you're looking for is a nut. Go do that with them.
Hey, like, nuts are hard to come by at times. There's like with
men have a harder time getting these nuts than women do.
Yes, because
really?
Like V said, even in the situations like that, dude would be like, "My wife ain't seeing you, right?" No, I don't know your wife. Okay, cool. Let's hurry up and get off these streets for somebody to see me. Kevin Hart type dudes, yeah, they exist. But if for the average dude, for those ones that are that willing to participate, they're hard to come by. Like, you gotta find them. And then when you find them, you're confused because you're like, damn, she really is like this? You mean you don't like me at all?
She a hoe. Well, how else is she doing this with?
I'm just saying.
She fucking everybody. Then you like, damn, she fucking everybody. Which is fine, because, hoe is life. So if you got to fuck everybody, fuck them. Do you, sis. Make sure you get yours too. PSA.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Only thing I don't like is an unproductive hoe. If you doing out here doing all that and you still slumming it, you doing it back. You hustling backwards, man. But go ahead.
As my grandma used to say, can people with pussy should never be broke.
It shouldn't. It's a wallet. It's the reason they call it a meat wallet. It's basically.
What am I doing wrong? Well, I ain't fucking nobody anyway, so never mind. Maybe that's what I'm doing wrong.
Sometimes you can present the illusion of pussy and still get paid, sweetie. You don't got to fuck them.
You right.
Well, where's that at?
Give them that IOU. Like, if you go ahead and give me this now, I promise in a year I got you. Word. Okay.
This is gonna come at me and kill me. Shit, Philly niggas don't play. It will kill me and my family.
Listen, not a year though. First of all, so let's just be okay. This works better with older men. Like, you're not gonna get one of these rugged, raggedy, roguish ass niggas that are your age to do this.
No, that's true.
So you don't have to find an older nigga that maybe is divorced because then he had like some old bitch that's been tying him down for a while and now he's free. So he might have a little bit of money. You gotta make sure the divorce is final though, and they done moved past that, and then she's like remarried, so he not making alimony payments. Make sure his kids are grown too, so then no child support payments either. So then that money is yours free and clear. And so then, since he's older, he may have a little more time off from work. Y'all can go on some little vacations, but you know, he's still gonna have his own shit to do, so he's not gonna have a whole lot of time to just kick it with you. So you can just be like, yeah, we're gonna go on a vacation, and yeah, you're gonna take me, and when we get there, you know, I got you. We're gonna do the thing, and then you don't do the thing.
And see, I would say this.
Leave my ass there in Hawaii and shit.
Nah, he wouldn't do that.
No, baby, you get your ticket sent to you. You don't.
Now the
Safety first.
Bad thing about older guys though, I would say just watch out, because them motherfuckers is clingy. Like okay, I know this is gonna be stereotypical like a mug, but oh well. But they're clingy like
That's why you only promise C+ pussy. You don't promise A+ pussy to clingy niggas.
Yo, but you got those.
But what if you don't have A? Well, I mean, what if you don't have C+ pussy?
He don't know that.
If it's good, then it's good. I can't help if my vagina's really good.
Girl, you gotta listen. You gotta just dumb it down for him. You gotta do the bare minimum. Like, you cannot give them your A game. No, you don't ever give anybody your A game. Like, no.
No, especially if you go in with an old dude, that's abuse.
I mean, unless you marry him, and then definitely give that nigga your A game. Get your yoga poses together, because if that nigga has a heart attack while he's in you, that money's def yours. Like,
terrible.
Is it?
But no lie, older guys are really good at least the older guys I come in contact with. So the oldest person I had sex with, he was 50 years old. When I tell you, that was some of the best sex of my life. Like, I give him like top 5.
He ain't come in.
I fucked the nigga that was like 48. He's top 5 too.
They didn't come in. They ain't come in shaking a bottle, huh?
Shut up. No, he was. But see, I feel like I kind of lucked out on him. He was one of the 50-year-olds that don't look 50, like, and he was still really active. Like, he used to box, and then now he trains boxers, so he's still active and everything. When I tell you that was top 5, but I had to stop fucking with him because he has at least 7 kids, and I didn't like that shit.
Hey, that's why it says
Kailah
top 5.
Y'all have to excuse Kailah. She having pussy flashbacks. She having dick flashbacks right now. Like, Kailah over there, Kailah over there having like tremors and shit. She twitching like just.
You find out she like, man,
sweating. Like,
let me text him.
No, I had to block him though, because I was like, it was the way that I found out he has at least 7 kids. I was like, oh no, I have to cut that off. I can't. As much as it really hurts me, and it took me a couple weeks to like mentally get over it. I was like, that is just a can of worms. That is horrible, and I am too like young and I got too much potential to get wrapped up in some ratchet shit like that.
7 kids, girl, yeah.
I'm not. No.
Wait, hold on.
Girl,
7.
Like,
I don't think that good in the world.
How many mamas?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I know he has it. I know it would be at least 3, because I only knew about two of his children, and they each had a different mom. So,
Yeah,
and
boy, out
then
here.
those women were only the mothers of those two children. So he has all these other ones. So there's at least another one.
See, obviously, I
Matter
don't
of
know,
fact,
man.
no, I knew three, and each of them had a different mother. Because it was a boy that was like, he had the boy that just went on his prom. Then he had like another teenage daughter that was like maybe 10th, 11th grade. Then he had a baby, like baby.
What? Okay, yeah,
So
he
that means
wilding
it was
now.
kids in
They each had a
between.
different mom. So,
Well, then
so
that's
there's at
three.
least one
So
other one. So I was like, oh no. Once
Yeah,
I
they got.
found out about that, I was like, nah.
Yeah, they
I
got.
just,
They got to be a limit to
yeah,
that. We
I
good.
want cold turkey on them. It hurt. It did. It hurt. It really hurt.
girl, but what else were you supposed to fucking do? Were you supposed to fucking be Maria from The Sound of Music? What the fuck you supposed to raise the Von Trapp children?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I was
She.
like, I had to cold turkey block them once I found that out.
Yeah, man. She had to do like Antonio Cromartie's new wife having his 13th kid. And this nigga my age.
No.
think about how much that he's my age, slightly younger,
That's
with
so
13
much.
kids. Think about that.
It's so much. It's so many babies. It's so many. It's so many kids.
That house loud as shit all the time. Like
this dude can't ever retire. I'm just saying.
He gotta play football till he can't. Like he gotta play till he gotta play till he's sitting on the bench as like third string. Like till he can't make a roster. Like he gotta play till he cannot play. Like he has no choice.
Like it's so bad.
But my question is, if you know that this is baby number 3 after you had a vasectomy, why would you go get that shit fixed? Like clearly it did not work. Why wouldn't you go to the doctor and be like, something grew back?
Because this is Antonio.
I say cut the balls off, eliminate the source.
Oh no, nah, full castration, huh? Nah, we good. But we're talking about Antonio Cromartie here, who tried to get on TV and name his kids and failed. So we're not talking about a genius.
Mm-hmm.
So
he did try to name all 14, and it got a little hectic. I only heard like 7 names. So
I don't even know if those was his name. I think he was just throwing whatever sound right. I think that's what she named him.
Whatever he thought sounded like something that his kid might have been named. I know there was like an Antonio Jr. in there, and I think he was certain about that, and maybe about the new baby, but I don't think he knows the new baby's name. So,
hey, I named him 13th.
You're better.
Look, if people name their kids 7, why not 13?
I mean, shit, man. Look, let's not talk about that. All right, so I guess also speaking of athletes. You had your man, you know, V, I'm going to let you introduce this story. So talk about a situation where a big fella got abused in the system.
So we're going to talk about retired NFL player one Albert Haynesworth. And if you guys do not recall, he, a few years back was the subject of a sexual assault allegation, made against him in a nightclub. I guess she was an African-American, like I think she's a bartender or maybe like a bottle girl, I don't recall, but she was black. And he basically said something to the extent of, basically his whole thing was, there's no way that could have happened because I don't even date black women. I can't even tell you. He's like, I don't like black women. I can't tell you the last time I even dated a black woman. And this was his defense for why he wouldn't have sexually assaulted this woman. So fast forward, he is married to, or dating or whatever, in a relationship or was in a relationship with Brittany Jackson, who used to be a basketball player.
It was his ex-wife, I believe.
Yeah, I think they might have been married. I don't recall, but her name is Brittany Jackson. She used to play for she used to be on Tennessee Lady Vols basketball team. And they were together for about 2 years and have a kid together. But he came out recently and alleged that during their 2-year relationship, she was verbally and physically abusive to him, kicking him in the groin, beating him up, and calling him the N-word as a way to hurt him and make him feel bad. And then, of course, when the black women's of Twitter got a hold of this, there was no corner of the earth that he could hide from their wrath because they were not trying to hear him with the bullshit that he had going. And a lot of them felt like, well, it served him right. Like a lot of it was like, oh, that's what you get for marrying your white queen. Remember, you don't date us. That's why. There's a lot of that going on.
Oh,
I think he had posted some notes from his iPhone on Twitter, but I'm not about to read it because honestly, I don't care.
Yeah,
like what they say.
That's a whole long thing. I think I
it's a whole long thing, and yeah, it was a lot. And I was just like, honestly, he was just saying that she was a shitty person, that she was very abusive to him, and that he just was tired of her bullshit, and he had called the police on her several occasions because of her beating on him, and because he's a man, nobody thought that anything should be done. Now,
okay, I would
who
say
would
this.
like to go first?
I would say this. Okay, I gotta put some disclaimers out first. One, I love women. Mostly my black women. I've never really dated anybody outside of that. I partook, but that don't count. Also, man, I'm not gonna say interracial dating is bad completely, but there are some of those things that I'm skeptical of it. I would say that. So, with this being said, there's two things I got. One, I do get the double standard of if a man's getting abused, nobody cares. Especially with him being an ex-football player, where Big Al's like, every bit of 6'2", 300 something. So you're like, how the hell is he getting abused by a woman? That's the first thing, but there is, I guess there was a lot of psychological abuse there, or mental abuse, we'll say that.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm also like, what do you expect when you're dating a white girl? That's fucked up to say, though. I mean, I'm always one of those ones. I always thought when situations like that, it does come off as, I've seen it before, where it's like, you're subservient to me because due to me being white, so therefore, that's what this relationship is going to be. Not saying that's all of them, but I've seen that before. And then, of course, when you get out there and then start saying, well, I don't date black women anyway, then I'm like, oh, well, shit, you get what you, I get to the position where I'm like, oh, well, shit, you got what you asked for then. I know I shouldn't be that way, but that's how it comes off. Kailah, what you think?
I don't know. I don't have too much to say. I mean, I think it's sad because that there is one double standard that isn't against women for once. But I mean, it's a shame that people assume and like don't take it serious or didn't take it serious, whatever. But man, they're rich. They'll figure it out. That's my motto for all these celebrities. Rich. Go get you a therapist, nigga. Go get you a restraining order. Like, move to the opposite side of the country or something. Buy a condo in the hills and hide from the bitch. Like, I don't know. Figure it out, bro.
That's the title of this episode. Rich people problems. Because
yeah, it's like fucking.
No, the title is "You're Rich, You'll Figure It Out."
Right.
That too.
Let's focus on real men who are legit being abused and have no way or have no resources to, get themselves out or get the help that they need. Like, fuck out of here. You're rich as fuck. You have all these resources and you're really bitching right now. Like, you're blowing my shit. Like, I'm sobering up. Like, I can't figure it out.
I mean, it is a double standard. It's one of those things where, like, you can have a woman, like, if all of a sudden you heard Kevin Hart got his ass kicked by whatever Inoki
emoji in game,
yeah, whatever her name is,
Eureka, what is it?
Eureka's Castle. We going
Nietzsche?
That's what I thought.
I said Nietzsche.
Aniko. It's Aniko.
Is it Aniko? Oh, okay, yeah. V, you're the winner. We'll give you those expired coupons. But
you'll call it bitch emoji though. Hey emoji, how you doing, girl?
But if there was a report tomorrow saying that Eureka whooped Kevin Hart's ass, half of Twitter is gonna laugh and not take it serious. Think about it. You gonna be like, because you're picturing the short dude getting stomped the fuck out right now.
By 6'5".
Okay, I'm sorry. PSA disclaimer. Huh?
That was all the shit he been talking all these years. Somebody had to
PSA
stop me.
and disclaimer: we here at the Critical Dub Media Network on Choppin It Up with Q do not condone domestic abuse in any way. Please do not let our current laughter at the thought of Kevin Hart's short ass get stomped out by that tall pregnant lady deter you.
Yeah, for sure. Like, domestic abuse isn't cool. No matter who's doing it, who's receiving it, it's not cool. And fuck everybody who is abusive, because that shit is trash and you're trash. And you need to get help and stop fucking projecting whatever the fuck happened to you when you were a kid or whatever. Go get help. Stop being a fucking weirdo and go get help. That was my spirit. Sorry.
That is information from our local doctor on the panel. That would be Dr. King.
Right. Public health department on the panel. That's from the public health department.
No, I mean, it just, yeah, I think it's unfortunate that, because here's the thing, like, I take matters of domestic abuse very seriously, and it is unfortunate that a lot of times with men, like y'all were saying, it's a double standard. For men, when they are in domestic abuse situations, nobody takes them seriously. That's why they don't report it. That's why they don't call the police. That's why they are more often to stay in those situations, even though they're being abused, because nobody's going to take that seriously if they report it. They're like, oh, well, that small girl's not bidding on you. When in fact, I mean, there are men in the world who are getting beat on by these women and are not defending themselves because they don't feel comfortable hitting a woman. They're not going to defend themselves because they don't want to hurt her. So they're getting beat up on. And no, I mean, and I think even as people are listening to this, I'm sure their natural inclination is to laugh because they're thinking of some large man getting beat on by some small woman. And it looks weird, but that's the thing. That's the stigma, right? And that's the thing that we really need to be fighting against, because it's the same with men that are sexual assault victims. Like, they don't report it. It goes unreported in most of them because of the stigma that goes along with reporting something like that. Like, people feel like men can't be abused, men can't be assaulted, and it's not the case. Now, in his case, so obviously he needs to get a restraining order. He needs to get away from her. And it's unfortunate that it played out very publicly. But I do feel like that a lot of Black women, even in their feelings of, damn, that sucks, nobody deserves to be abused, they're like, okay, well, you're turning to the Black community to explain to us and expecting us to help you throw a pity party because some white person called you an N-word, but you invited this white person into your house to call you the N-word.
Yeah.
Right.
Ooh,
I don't let white people come to my house that probably use the N-word. Like, I'm pretty definitive about the white people I know. And I feel like it's two categories of white people. It's the ones that use the N-word and the ones that don't use the N-word. And you know which one you got on your hands. So,
and we also got a sub.
You knew she used the N-word. Like, maybe you had to know.
I would say you also got to add like a subgenre to that, kind of off to the side, a little addendum. The ones that want to use it but don't feel safe using it. But
the ones that use it in rap lyrics but don't sing along when there are Black people present because they know it's wrong.
They'll use it and all of a sudden they start looking around. Oh, they'll pause the song because they know the song, so they'll pause it and they'll look first, make sure it's safe, and then they'll just let it go. But not, but kind of like, similar to you, man.
And therein lies the problem. Like, I just don't. There's not ever a situation in which I'm going to say it's okay for some white person to call you the N-word abusively or whatever. Like, I'm not going to sit here and condone her behavior and say that it's okay. And obviously, maybe he didn't. So, backtracking, maybe he did know that she was the type to use it. And I think he said something to the effect that she only used it in those situations because she knew it was hurtful to him.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if you were using that to hurt him, then you have used that term derogatorily towards somebody else before, in order to hurt.
But I guess she froze up. So, Kailah, you still there, ma'am?
Yes, I'm still here. I'm present.
Okay. Well, as we get V back into the building, but it did remind me. This is so messed up, but this situation did remind me. Kailah, I don't know if you're old enough. You remember Comic View on BET?
I remember Comic View. It used to come on late at night.
I'm just wondering, just making sure, because I mean, you the youngin' of the group.
Bruce?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, there she go, V.
I know. Okay, I'm not that young. All
Nah,
right.
V.
Don't blame me.
I was telling Kailah, this situation reminds me of Comic View. There was a comic on there who did a joke, and he was saying how he went to jail behind abuse, and he was like, the cops came, and he was like, so what happened? And he's like, all right, man. So my girl was hitting me in the head with a bat. So I pushed her onto the bed so she could stop hitting me. He was like, wait. The officer was like, wait, hold on. So you mean you pushed her? You put your hands on her? He's like, no, hold on. Let's start over. He's like, she was hitting me in the head with a bat. So I then pushed her onto the bed to stop. He's like, so you pushed her. He's like, you're not listening to me. It's like, she was hitting me in the head with a bat, bat, blunt object. And she pushed, and then I pushed her onto the bed so she could stop. He's like, oh, okay, well, come with us. So he said, that's when the end of the story basically got arrested. But it is one of those situations.
Well, that is the case with domestic abuse, especially in Texas. Like, if you call the cops talking about somebody getting abused, unless somebody left with a bloody lip or a broken arm, they usually just gonna be like, well, you got somewhere else you can go stay.
Yeah, basically.
You got somewhere you can go stay tonight. Like, that's dead ass. Like, you cannot, like, in Texas, you cannot call the cops looking for help for some domestic abuse. They damn near not gonna do shit for you unless somebody's bleeding. Like, you got to be in some dire straits for them to put anybody in handcuffs damn near. Like, somebody got to be bloody. Otherwise, they're going to be like, well, can one of you leave for the night?
Yeah, because...
That's what you get. That's it.
Speaking again, there was a cop I knew, cool brother, white guy, and he was telling me a story about they went on a domestic abuse... no, was it him? It was him or the other one. I can't remember the name. But they went to a domestic abuse disturbance. And they said when they got there, it was like this big old black lady. Think of Respucia. Now, here's how you can play. Take Respucia in a relationship with Money Mike. So he was like, they popped up and they see the lady and she's over there. And, she's talking about like, yeah, he called himself trying to be big and bad and blah, blah, blah. So I had to whoop his ass. And then the dude who looked like Money Mike was still popping off at the mouth. And the cop even told, he was like, hey, man, look, you better calm down before she beat your ass again. I said, that's fucked. I shouldn't be laughing, but just the visual of that fight is...
That's terrible.
But just
that's
thinking
so
about...
horrible.
Just think about that right now. Respucia fighting Money Mike from Friday.
I don't.
You can't.
I don't want to.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't want to do that.
I guess moral of the story is keep your hands to yourself, people. I understand violence is almost a natural thing of humanity, but let's try to use our words where we can.
Well, really, the moral of the story is keep your hands and your genitals to yourself. That is the moral of the entire. Keep your hands, your genitals, and your predilection to use the N-word towards other people when you are not black to yourself.
For all our white listeners, I'm sorry, but that is something that does need to be said. The N-word, unfortunately, at this time is off limits. I know you want to say it so bad. You're jumping up and down. You're waiting. You're like, ooh, just please. I think I was talking on Jamie from Our Roast Chicken. He said, what was it? Was it Jamie? Shit, I might be misquoting myself. But anyway, I'm trying to remember on Twitter. I said, you got a lot of them who sitting there waiting to say it, like they waiting on a bat signal. All of a sudden they see it. They ready to go into action. Like, oh, I finally got the green light. But
well, yeah, I don't know. Like, it just reminds me. I feel like they, white people. I'm not saying all white people, but some of y'all like to appropriate the cultures of black people, and it's like your favorite thing to do is like appropriate some black culture for some of y'all. So I just feel like that's the one piece of black culture that you can't do that with, and so you're just like chomping at the bit, waiting for your chance to like appropriate the N-word and like use it with all your white friends. You just can't do that. So that's why they're just like trying so hard to use it. And it just makes me laugh because I was watching a video on Twitter and it was like the clown from It in the sewer, but people were talking about things that were down in the sewer that they would go get.
Yeah.
And two white women walked by and he was like, I got Starbucks down here. And they were like, nope, I got some already. He was like, I got the Kailah lip kits down here. And she was like, nope, just bought one. He was like, hey, I got black women's culture down here you can appropriate. They took off running towards the sewer.
Wait, hold on. It wasn't the Jenners, was it? Because they be
no, it was just two blonde white ladies. It was just two blonde white ladies. No, but he would like, but it wasn't just white people because he did it with like several other people because he was like, I think a guy walked by and he was like, I got Jordans down here, and then like some black girls walked by and he's like, I got bundles down here. So she
fucked up, man. But I don't know, Kayla, what would you go if Penny was it
Pennywise, the dancing clown?
Okay. If Pennywise was offering something, what would make you go down the sewer?
A nigga that's gonna take care of me and pay all my bills.
Okay, a sugar daddy. All right, cool. V, what you got?
I got your sugar daddy down here.
Here I come.
And he don't want. Wait, hold on. And he don't want no sugar. He just want to take care of you.
Jackpot.
Y'all off,
Yahtzee. Yahtzee.
Uno out.
I don't know, V, what you got?
Uno out. Well, somebody asked the question on Twitter, so I think I put that I like 3 different things. He'd be like, hey, I got Hennessy down here. He'd be like, hey, I got Hot Wings down here. Or he could be like, hey, I got a check to pay off your student loans down here.
Hell
like,
yeah.
I'm going for this student loan check.
Right.
Like, hey.
Why you playing?
Listen, if that clown said he had my fucking student loan check down there, I would live down there if that's what it took. I'd be like, really? What, you got to pay it in increments, or do I get the whole check now? Or which one of my arms do you want to bite off? Should I wear a yellow raincoat down here? Yeah. I'm going to have questions. Baby, whatever you need me to do to get the check, I'm coming.
I was just telling him, man, look, make sure it's not post-dated. That's it.
Listen, need to be payable today. Matter of fact, I need a cashier's check or a money order. Like, I'm not going to be able to take your personal checks.
Shit, damn near wire transfer, nigga. Hey, as soon as this thing clear, I'm coming down. All right,
I got cash app, my nigga. Like, what you? I got cash app. You go ahead and send it over.
Oh man, that's yeah.
I'll never forget. So not too long ago, I was trying to do like this. I forget what it's called, but it's like one of them sugar daddy, sugar mama, whatever. Well, I'm not the mama. Sugar daddy website.
Oh, the sugar daddy, sugar baby website. Yeah.
Texting this guy, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll send you money, but I need all your bank information." I'm like, it's 2017. I'm a millennial. Like, you don't need none of that. I said, if anything, if you wanted to deposit something into my bank, you would just need my bank account number. Like, you don't need my address. And you want to log into my app, like, nigga, what? How dumb do you think I am?
Like that.
Okay, nope. All you need is the account number.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
All you need is the account number. I'm like, we invented this. My generation, we invented this tech savvy shit. Like, you don't have Venmo or Cash App, my nigga. What?
That's when you say Google Wallet or PayPal.
PayPal.
Like straight
right. So I was like, this nigga was trying to hack my shit. I'm like, what? Get off my line. I don't want the money anymore.
Shit, why you playing?
I was stupid.
I need to ask permission to have me a sugar mama. They don't want nothing from me. I don't know. I go there, read her some books or something. I don't know.
No, she got to be super old, bro. Like, that's not even.
See, that's some of the bad things, because she going to want something. And I'm like, I don't know if I could do it. Then knowing my wife, she be like, boy, you better push through that. Stop playing. Shit, fuck it.
Because at least she's a real one. She's a real one. Absolutely. And I'm with her. Like, yeah, I'm going to be like, yeah, I think it's time that we start pimping Q out. Like, all these trips to the gym got to be worth something.
God,
right. Hello?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know.
Y'all saw your little ugly ass thirst trap. Put your shirt back on, nigga.
Yeah, I was
say your little funky ass IG thirst trap. You ain't slick.
Timeline. Get your whole ass off my timeline.
Now, what we not finna do.
Fucking slut bag.
Look, y'all not finna slut shame me. That's not. Amber Rose said that's not how it works.
You goddamn slore. Get off slore. Slore. Get off a goddamn IG timeline.
Y'all seeing this, man? This is terrible, man. This is. I don't feel this is a safe environment for me to really truly express myself.
No, you do that on Instagram. You don't do that here.
Get a fucking journal or get a therapist.
I heard the little online therapist is like $23 a month, so they help you work through all of it.
You know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna start helping people through their problems.
Oh no.
Okay, Yanla.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna be the next Yala Van Zant, man. Just the male version. So anybody
Q
who got
fix
problems.
My life.
Yeah, you're right. I can help you out.
Side note, really, honestly, if you're thinking about going on a Yanla Fix My Life, like you really could just come to Q, because at this point, I think the only thing he fixes y'all's to go place. Like she.
Sorry, folks, we had some technical difficulties on that. Everybody's internet is janky, but mine is straight, so we ain't gonna say too much on that. But we go ahead and do this outro, everything. So y'all can catch me _Q_the_great on Twitter as well as on Instagram. And yes, I did drop a thought-tastic picture, so y'all make sure to go on there. Anyways, man, we appreciate everybody who was tuned in to Choppin' It Up with Q. Like I said, we are a weekly podcast that, for the most part, we're weekly. I think we missed a week, but we're gonna get it together eventually. But we're gonna be try to continue to be consistent, try to continue to go ahead and give you the best commentary as best as we can. But other than that, we good. We appreciate it, and y'all be easy.